Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for combos.
Let's see how long the opponent lets us do cool things.
Triggers. What is happening? Commanders.
In my opinion, the most broken deck you're gonna see.
Monkeys. This is Historic Brawl. Very good deck.
Hello, it's me, it's CGB. Welcome back to another day in the arena. If you are looking for a standard video today, or you would just love some double dose of CGB, guess what? If I have actually scheduled everything right, today is Sunday, and if I remembered to do everything I was supposed to, like send in my homework, then there should be a video on the CoolStuffInc.com YouTube channel that you can check out for some standard content or just a double dip on the CGB videos today. But here on my channel, it's Historic Brawl. I don't know about you guys. I wanted a deck that came out with Eldraine, a fairy themed deck that felt like fairies for Historic Brawl. Talion wasn't really that. There's a lot of good blue-black decks and commanders that you can play, for sure, and if you go play those, then you get to totally make your opponents miserable. I love them. I love all of that. But I wanted to recapture a little bit of that fairy tempo magic from back in the day. And getting a blue-black tempo deck, kind of like Rogues, for those of you who are around for that in Arena, is something that I think would be very, very cool. And they did provide a fairy that is legendary, that is in the blue-black colors, that is much better suited to a tempo type strategy than something like a Talion or a Zareth-san or some of the other commanders that might have tried to occupy this space. And that is Obreya, Dreaming Duelist. This is a blue and a black for a 2/2 flash flying fairy warrior, not a rogue. That is important, keep it in mind. And whenever a fairy enters the battlefield, each opponent loses 1 life. I like Obreya in standard because the damage does add up and you do need to clock your opponents. And I think that most of the decks that don't use Obreya in their fairy decks are missing out a little bit, in my opinion. But the thing that I love about it in Historic Brawl is you get kind of that Vendilion Click tempo vibe that exists from other commanders, but you get blue and black. And that is so huge. When a blue-black, the two strongest colors, in my opinion, is in Historic Brawl, get to play alongside a cheap commander with evasion so that you can run cards like Mox Amber, now we are cooking. And I think that this deck is a real contender that probably won't get as much love as it deserves. We'll see when I get back how many likes this video has, how many people try it. But I think that this deck could be very good. It's an excellent combat research, curiosity, curious obsession type of deck. Also, Gix and Grozalex both get to show up in the deck so that when you're hitting your opponent, you're drawing cards to get ahead. You're using sweet, cheap fairy synergy like Ego Drain to further disrupt the opponent on top of the already popular cards like Thoughtseize. We also have a little bit of a flash sub-theme lurking in the deck with some cards you probably don't know, like Mutual Destruction, or some cards that you probably forgot about, like, where'd you go? Slitherwisp. Yeah, I haven't forgotten Slitherwisp. Have you forgotten Slitherwisp? So there's a little bit of Rogue synergy, there's a little bit of Flash synergy, and there's a lot of the best blue and black cards in the format to make a contender out of something a lot of people probably won't see coming. I think that this will have a very good matchup against the Italis and the Atraxas if we get to play against them. They do appear to be promoted recently, possibly up into Hellq. And this deck just gives the opponent fits because they don't know if you're going to hit their hand, remove their thing, counter their spell, and they're on a clock where they're taking damage. So a little bit of everything combined for this tempo build. I think you'll like it. So let's dive in. Let the nonsense begin. Fist of the Angels. All right, a lot of humans. Hopefully we're on the play. We are. We get Thoughtseize into our commander into maybe Black Market. It's pretty strong. We'll try this hand. Hopefully we don't get stuck on mana. The Gear Hulk could be in our hand for a really long time. Usually this is an aggressive human deck. Turn 1 Hopeful Initiate and such. Just go right at ya. Might be a tough matchup. Especially without removal in hand or board wipes really in the deck. Main thing we're looking to do is blow up their curve. They have a turn 1 Skrelv, a turn 2 Thalia, Good lord. I guess I have to take the Thalia. It's possible that the Skrelv absolutely solos me. I guess we can hope they attack with it into the onboard trick. Probably not. But I mean, at this point, we do need Black Market to come down and give us a chance. They're going to go with a Savior. Interesting. Wash away off the top. Could be useful. Well, we stymie at least their 1-drop aggression, as they could see we could just slam the Duelist. You wouldn't just throw your dog away. Oh, ho! Oh, yes, I will block that. What are they trying to resolve? Is it Skrelv? Because they could have had that last turn. All right, cool. We draw the land. So we could get down Black Market and try to take over the game that way, but we could also ego drain the Adeline, which then forces them to play their commander. Or it doesn't. They have the mana for this. I was worried about this as an Adeline, though. Adeline's busted. We'll see if I live to regret that. They'll be too afraid to tap their Skrelv against blue-black, I predict. Yeah, they don't play their commander, so the wash away doesn't hit. So, they're equal in number of creatures. If one or more creatures' tokens would be created, those many plus a soldier are made instead. Very good card. Wow. This opponent is insane. Sure. Might as well take the one that can be both, since it's mainly a colorless land to me anyway. Black Market. And I guess I do have to hold back. Well, got lucky that they went for it that time. Would have been a good time to land the Knight Errant of Eos. Now we have a chance to try to find a solution to that. Land gives us Gear Hulk Washaway, which is huge. They have the 1-drop, so they still got to attack us, which is not great. It's not a land. But the shapeshifter is a fairy. Edict doesn't really solve our problems. We really needed that land. Alright. Should probably just make them sacrifice something now. Tough decision. Wow. I did not think they'd give up the most expensive thing on their board. I mean, this doesn't really do anything. Not now. It's 1 life. Let's save it for later. Let's mastermind and let's keep the treasure as long as possible so the Gear Hulk can happen. This is going to be close. Thram Portal. They do have a lot of pain land. Yep, here it comes. 4/4, and they'll get a pair of two or 1-drops. Gross Elite and Pollen Shield Hair. Target creature you control gets Vigilance and +X, where X is the number of creatures you control. Okay, Boros Elite. When it and 2 other creatures attack, +2/+2. I have a mastermind. Opponent's at 12. Do we full send? I think I do. We need everything. Got the land. This is 1 damage, this is 1 damage, but also a card. Down to 6. Kaito. I think we pass and we Gear Hulk. Gear Hulk Wash Away. Counter something important, ambush something in combat. I think that hair might have to get countered. It's plus X vigilance, where X is the number of creatures you control. They can't get unblockable though, because I have the shapeshifters. And they do have these painful lands they have to be careful with. Haship Oasis. They love painful land. Here comes the mana. Here comes the careful taps. It's the commander. Is that what we counter? I don't think so. Don't think that makes a big difference. Go to 4, dead in the air, and they know it. Target, Earhulk. Earhulk, flashback, wash away. Actually, I was gonna say, what is going on? It said I couldn't play it. It's because the opponent scooped with the ability on the stack and it just broke the game. Yeah, okay, cool. I mean, this was a close race. The Thoughtseize early, the Selfless Savior attacking, which doesn't make a lot of sense to me, the discard targets of Adeline and Thalia. This one came down to some decisions, and I'm happy to pull it off. Luna. A flash deck should be well positioned against Luna if we draw well. So, a discard effect, a wash away, two ways to draw more cards, but we have to draw into a land. Do you believe we will draw a land? I would like to think so. Reveal your hand. Wow. Oops, lots of mana. Create 2 1/1 tokens, they gain haste. I guess I'll take the counterspell. Thing that actually messes up my plans a little. They have plenty of ways to make tokens for their Luna. But their 1/1s are nothing against my 2/2. Here they come. Haha, smart. And there is the land on time. Rhystic Study. Grazlax. Hit, draw. Get the engine cooking. Oh, they drew removal. But there's plenty more where that came from. Geeks. Couple honorary fairies here. And now the land is just flowing. Are the removal spells flowing for the opponent? Did they find another? They have Revenge of the Drowned, which I think put it on top. Yep. Top is fine. They have all the tokens. We have to start getting prepared for a Luna. Not sure why they didn't attack, though. Oh yeah, Luna is going to need backup to resolve for them. We just have to be careful and not tap too much mana. But look at all their tokens. They have so many. I never play this deck with this many tokens. Maybe a Luna. Does a Luna might mutate into Craterhoof as opposed to the version that mutates into Omniscience and Dirtles. I bet that's what this is. Because otherwise you just can't draw enough cards. Tempo game, tempo game. Just gotta keep enough mana up to keep this mutation from happening. A lot of ways to do it. Could kill the token. But then there's a 6/6 on the board. Becomes a bit of a headache. I could cast so many cards from their deck using Gix here. I don't know what they are, and I don't trust them. So here's the risk of study. Rankle next turn. Transmogrify. Well, this is a good one to just remove in response. Yeah, it's a Crater Hoof deck. I think it's a Crater Hoof deck. That is so different, and I kind of like it because you do get to run Transmogrify and, you know, the polymorph type effects, Chaos Mutation, or whatever it is, Chaotic Transformation. So, yeah, I like that approach to a Luna. It's interesting, it's different, and it doesn't have the fail rate of Dirtle that the other Omniscience deck might have, but it's a very different style. Make a bunch of tokens and then do the thing, right? Davriel, gross. They're going to try to remove everything. And we don't have a second land, so that's a mulligan. This is very disruptive. Bowmasters might be good against Davriel. Yeah, Shieldred. Trying to decide though if we go after the hand or if we get the Dream Thief down to try to curve out. And I think it's the Dream Thief. We just want lands on top. Ooh, never mind. Let's keep the Curious Obsession. Next turn we'll duress them. Yeah, duress them because we want to take a removal spell. Oh, that's a Bowmasters? Ooh. Ooh, well, Bowmaster to Bowmaster, right? Soul Transfer, E to Extinction. I'll take the Soul Transfer. This will make it a 2/2. So, Bowmasters won't just kill it. That Blast Zone could be a problem, though. We do find land. They're just flashing that in now. That only does 1, and now they're like, well, if you hit me, this is what's going to happen. Well, I got something for you. Also, since they have a Sign in Blood, this is pretty rude. Just trying to drive my life total into the ground, don't mind me. Dread Presence, we can deal with that. Let's take the Eat to Extinction. Top deck's Grim Tutor. All right, then we should top deck a counterspell because I bet they're getting a board wipe. A Languish or something of that nature. Not a counterspell. Well, taking it isn't board wipe material. If it's a Shieldred, they would leave the Dream Thief. They don't want to, or I'm sorry, if it's an extinction event, it would leave the Dream Thief. They don't want that. Let's go for the Shieldred. If they fetch the removal spell, they're going to want to kill that. And if it's a Languish, we get to keep the Shieldred around. Yeah. Feels like a Languish. Oh, okay, they still have a mystery card in hand. What the heck could it be? We have a fairy. Confirm 0. Kill the presence. They scoop it up. Okay. Probably kept a Languish and we're hoping to play a Swamp next turn. Ping Shieldred and then Languish the board. We're not having it. Proxa Inkuneros. Typically a Reanimator deck. We have 2 card advantage engines in the opener and a Shieldred's Edict. It's a keep. And turn 1 Thoughtseize. What do you take? The Edict. Huh. Fiend's Informant. Seems like they're really in on the Reanimator strategy. Probably not the combo. Emrakul. That's a good card. Phyrexian Arena. Good way to draw some bonus cards, but the Mastermind is really good against it. In fact, we should probably play the Mastermind and not Obira. And I don't want the opponent to attack. Good. They didn't attack there. I wasn't going to block. There was no way I was going to block. Get the card draw going. And the drawing of 2 cards here with the Arena means Mastermind is going to trigger. Oh, could have used that 1 turn ago. If they get to reanimate the Emrakul here, we're in big trouble. They do not. They are going to draw some cards. And play a Signet. Let's get our commander down. Don't want to play the octopus here. I need to diversify threats. Actually, how do you work? Target permanent card. Opponent. I mean, not the way I really want it to go, but toxic emoting. The Gitrog monster. Hi, Froggy. Land ramp deck. We'll need a nice quick tempo hand. Is this that hand? We do have the card advantage machine in Gix. We need another black. They play black and we have Siphon Insight. I'll keep it. The duress can be great for slowing them down, taking a card like Explore. Assemble the team. Uh-oh. Primeval Titan. We better find a counterspell. Primeval freaking Titan, huh? There's a Thoughtseize. That will do. We could make them sack the Shigeki before they get to use it. I think that's got to be the smart play here. Looking at their hand and how expensive and powerful it is. Got to get rid of that Shigeki. Straight into Scoot Swarm. It's going to be one of those games. Okay. Well, they can't attack with it if I have mana open for my commander, which we need to get down. Do we dig for the land? Let's take a chance that we can just top deck the land. Okay, kind of. Thoughtseize. Titan, out of there. No attacks. We're holding off a little army. The opponent can hit us with the cottage, though. You go for the frog. Try again. If they had put it on top, I wonder what happens if you Siphon Insight it. I think they can move it to command, but I'm not positive. Anyway. Now what? Rankle's not bad. They're about to start copying Scoot Swarm if they draw lands. Let's get the card advantage machine cooking. Maybe we'll draw into another counterspell. Also makes Rankle a little better. What they be thinking? Halfling, oh no. And a go for the throw. Whoa! Their last 2 draws were very good. They weren't lands, but they were very good. Ooh, what's this get me? What's down there? The prime time is down there, but you're not a rogue. It has to be a rogue. You're a rogue. Next turn. Okay. All right. Discard. No draw, no sacrifice. Memory Deluge, a bit too expensive here. Whispering One in the grave. Getting Whispering One back is... Woo! They're on 6 mana with a halfling. Top deck a land and they're copying their Scoot Swarm. They're powering up the cottage. Yeah, they want to exile that Memory Deluge. They also want to pressure me in general. Possible I shouldn't have attacked with Obira, because now we're taking at least 4 that may not have attacked at all. Oh, they did draw the land. What an ideal turn. Okay, we're gonna do the thing. Give me the Whispering One. Put some pressure there. Then it's return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield, so I can get back Gix. I think this is a little better than Titan, but I'm not positive. I mean, Titan's amazing. But Swamp Walk is pretty good too. And this is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Trigger from Rankle 13. Trigger from Obira and Rankle combining to make it 13 damage. But they have a food, so watch out for this food. Conduit of Worlds. Here's Gix. Here's Rankle. We're coming. Swamp Walk. I know. What an ability. Yep, gotta eat the food. Okay. Down to 4. It's discard and then draw, so they would get to still have the card in their hand. Sacrifice is interesting because we could just get Rankle back. Let's go like this. Looking for a land and a counterspell just to lock this one down. Sack the Rankle because it comes back with haste because of the Sheldred. Just to make things a little more difficult for them and keep them in check. We play a 1/3 Vigilance. I think we just hold. They're pawing around in the graveyard. They've got their Conduit. I don't think that anything there will save them. They want to cast Primetime. Can't blame them. They're dead into the Swamp Walk. They're also dead in the air. It would be funny if they have... Well, they probably do have it. If they get Lotus Field, they can sack their snow-covered swamp. That is a thing that could happen. Right, that's going to gain a little life and generate some landfall triggers. They are scooting off. They don't have haste. and they can't block. Not the Children anyway, or the Flyers. But, you know, gotta try to crash the server. That's their out now. Is it just me, or did that just go really fast? Arena, did you speed up? Counterspell. Haha. Your own Sheldred will finish you. Sorry, Froggy. Zareth San getting the work done in 2 straight games. And we are back for a post-game wrap up. A post-game wrap you may hear a few times if you are a regular viewer of the show. And I, hope that you are. And, if this is your first time hearing it, here's information about me, about CGB. I am traveling to MagicCon Las Vegas, but unlike other MagicCons I've traveled to this year, all of the ones I've traveled to this year, I'm actually working at this show. I have a job. I am hosting Game Nights Live, which honestly is like one of the coolest roles I've ever been offered. And if you're new to Magic or you only focus on Arena, you may not have heard of the Command Zone and Game Nights Live, but you should check it out. They have a YouTube channel. So what does this mean? It means I have to be in Vegas for a long time this week for rehearsals because they are pros. This is a serious production. This is a big deal. So with that in mind, I have to record a whole bunch of videos in a very small window. So if the videos are shorter than you remember, this is the reason why. If the videos don't have a special outro where I talk about the stats, this is the reason why. It's a real challenge that I don't think most people ever have to understand, to both find decks and then play decks and then make footage with decks for like 10 consecutive days upcoming within the span of a couple of days, which is the situation I'm in. So if the decks are net decked in some situations or in more than normal, or they don't seem like the typical CGB deck, that is also because of the schedule I'm trying to keep. And I do appreciate your patience. I take having an audience very seriously. I appreciate you a great deal. I love that you tune in all the time. I love that you have an expectation of me, that becomes heavy, and I feel it in the comments when people are like, this is not the usual CGB deck, or he looks tired today, or things like that. Yeah, I know, because sometimes if I'm traveling, I have to record up to 10 hours of video in a single day to try to cover some of that space. So thank you to those who are patient. The comments get in my head. I know it comes from a place of love. It's really not helpful to leave such comments, but at least for those of you who watch till the end, you have an answer, which maybe you can go back and let people know who do leave those comments, and then just leave that this isn't my usual thing. I try to give you about a lunch break's worth of content every single day if I can, and that is what I plan to do when I get back from Vegas. For those of you attending MagicCon Las Vegas, I will be doing Game Nights Live on Friday. Please come out to the show. I will put on the very best show that I can as a commentator for the Game Nights Live Championship. And if you're there on Saturday, I plan to do meet and beats at 2 p.m. local time at the Ultimate Guard booth. And what that is, you don't need to have a deck or anything. If you ever wanted to play against me, they have decks on hand. They're like all-star decks from Standard Past. You can sit down and play a little best of one against the one in best of one at 2 p.m. at the Ultimate Guard booth on Saturday. At least that's the plan right now as I know it. And then the last thing is on Sunday, you can find me at the Game Nights booth at 4 p.m. to 5 p.m., shutting the place down, the last signing of the weekend. So I would really appreciate it if you come by and get your Shark token signed. I even signed Jin-Gitaxias. I even signed Mountains. I signed Fervent Champions. Honestly, I get asked all the time, would you sign a Krenko? Guys, it's your cards. And I know I wouldn't be here without you. And that is why when I'm at these events, it really is like, I'll do my best to meet you. Now, the other thing I get asked all the time is, can we play a game of Commander? I don't know. It's really hard for me to get time to play Commander. And often I get asked, hey, CGB, please come play with us. And I'm like, I can't. I'm going to Thing. It's my only chance of the whole weekend to get in the merch line. Stuff like that comes up. So I can't promise you a game of Commander, but I'll do my best. And if you see me, say hi. Let me know you watch the show. It means a lot to me, of course. It's the best part of what I do, honestly, is meeting so many people at these things this year. I've only got 2 more appearances this year. 1, MagicCon Vegas. to, almost used the wrong finger, Cool Stuff Inc. in Command Fest Orlando. And that is coming up in October. You've seen some ads for it here on the channel. So hopefully I'll get to see you guys there. And if I'm haven't come to your country yet, there's always next year. Anyway, this outro thing is going to be used a number of times to help explain to people what's up with the videos, because people always leave me a bunch of comments while I'm gone with things like, this didn't feel like a usual CGB video, or why isn't it long enough, or why is it a net deck, or why does he look tired? That's why, because I'm putting in the work to make sure that every day you guys get a little something to get you through your day until I'm back in the office. And in the meantime, off to do some exciting things. Thank you for watching this video. As always, I'll see you in the next video. And don't accuse me of not remembering to say it. I am putting this in every video for a reason, so that you hear your daily dose of "You're cool."